there, folks, and welcome to the stream. My name is Mike D'Angelo, aka That Tellest Guy. We are back in Folly's Glen today. You can see I did a little bit of work off stream. Technically speaking, this map is kind of done, but I figured we would do maybe like a really quick variant with some adjustments. The base map itself looks pretty good. We'll do something with like the ground coverage and everything like that, and then maybe one more variant that I'll do. We'll have like some color patterns that really make it pop a little bit and make it look a little bit more kind of surreal. But I have to play with that a lot to make sure that we're doing things right. So with that in mind, let's just take a look at a couple of the changes that I made off stream. Notably, we put together a couple of those like lava bursts or fire bursts or whatever we're calling them over here. We talked about having them near these Luma bugs, and that's kind of what we ended up doing here. I think on stream we did these tentacles before, so we have them. They're not supposed to be like Kraken tentacles. They're supposed to be like corpsers from the Ultimate Universe. So we have that. I can't remember. I spent so much time in the Forgotten Keep that I don't really remember exactly what we were doing here. But we did these kind of like little coastal areas of this magic stream, and I definitely know that these big plants that we have was done off stream. So in the Tellest universe, one of the things that we introduced on Patreon recently was these things which are called Titan mallows. And a Titan mallow is just a huge tree, like a huge plant that I want to give my D&D players like an opportunity to use as like parkour assistance. So if they're like running like towards the edge of a cliff and they see that there's a plant that looks like this, with the blue and purple flowers and the huge leaves, they know that it'll be able to kind of soften a blow if they have to fall or anything like that. So we kind of have these three things here, not even necessarily for this map, but to kind of present what people might see in other parts of the Folly's Glen zone, because we definitely see this water is starting to move off towards the south and the west. We've got the flame bursters. We've got the another Titan mallow over here that's kind of hanging off the screen, and that's done with intent. And then, technically speaking, what we could do is make more Titan mallows over here on the east as well, as we kind of transition from maybe regular forest to Folly's Glen. So those are just my thoughts. That was what we were doing off stream. Let's go into our brush layer real quick, and we'll see if maybe there's some other stuff in the Fey zone that we can kind of play with. We've got these blue Fey leaves, white Fey lights. We might check out the lights and see if there's anything fun. But again, as I mentioned, we might be keeping some of this off. I might be keeping some of that off stream, because the light stuff is kind of, I gotta get a little bit more familiar with it. So we've got the green Fey dirt. Let's do cut this grass. Let's try and see if maybe we can't throw a couple of these in place. Some of the spots that don't have a lot of coverage or anything like that. We'll leave it off of there, but we'll do a little bit kind of leading into that area. I don't want to go too far into the trees, just because we have another layer that we have around that. And let's see if we can't find something that's a little bit more brown to play with. We've got this blue Fey dirt that would go hand in hand with that. Let's see if this will do the trick for us. We're going to drop this down to 30. I'm okay with the... I said we're going to drop you down to 30. And we're going to keep the opacity where it is. Let's change the brush layer. And start to work our way through this area. I think it's doing what I want it to. definitely need to go to the foreground layer for a little bit of it because we can see some of this is acting wonky. I definitely have to clean a little bit of this up. But I definitely think that this is going to be a cool, like, alternate version of this map. It's a little different in some fun ways. Come back up here, pass this way. And then the biggest problem is going to be figuring out where to put the mask and everything, because I did this very strange. So that's all background layer. So let's head to our mask tool, and I don't want it to be quite like that. That's adding, and I think we need to actually, or we need to add instead of subtract. Is that correct? No, not really. Yeah, you can see that's working, but I need to be a little bit more intentional with the placement of things. Let's do that, and a little bit there. Yeesh. The water itself will do like that. Toggle that back off. Okay. Have to be a little bit better about where I'm drawing that. You know what? I've got the glove. Let's use the glove. We started a little bit late, so I'm going to give it a second before I go into the ad. But maybe in like 3 minutes I'll put the 1 minute warning up. I put the glove on my hand, and then I just used the mouse. Doesn't make any sense. I have to remember when I'm trying to be precise like this to pick my hand up off the screen every now and then in case I make a screw up, and I can dial it back. That one's good. Over here we need to... Oop, I lied. Either that or the toggle didn't work. There we go. Okay, there's some of that. Let's do... Yep, I thought that was going to be wrong. Nope. Okay, that's good. down here. That's good. Okay, and let's do a save real quick. 158 changes is a decent amount. Let's get that timer up on the screen, assuming it works. I'm not sure why it's being grouchy with me lately. There we go. So in another minute, what we'll do is we'll go to an ad. Why are you being like this? I held the spacebar down. You don't have to be like that. Of course, up there, that's all my fault. Here we definitely need to add a little bit. I feel like that's okay. Okay, over here. I think that this is going to make things feel a little richer, a little bit more dynamic. Oh, we got that button flashing. So let's go to probably just a 60-second ad. Just not missing too much, so not too worried. Just trying to get ahead of it. Definitely a little bit here. Where else do I have spots missing? Over here. Sometimes it's like so subtle, but it does end up blending in rather nicely. All this big spot right here needs to change. So I like to run the ads together. So while it's, I'll tell you what, we'll save one more time, and while we're doing that, we're going to go to the Quantum Quest preview so you can see what's going on next Thursday. Now that our Twitch channel has reached affiliate status, we can start to do some really cool things. One of them is inviting you to play our tabletop dungeon diving game, Quantum Quest. Using our channel points, called Quest Coins, you can queue up for one of our forthcoming Tabletop Thursday games. In addition, as we amass more followers, we'll continue to add new ways for you to use your Quest Coins. Join us and see if you can escape the living dungeon. Alrighty, we are back. Still doing a little bit of work on this stream. On the stream. But we are going to be wrapping this up soon, and then we'll move over to the Savanna map. Matt and I were talking, and Jill had some good ideas today about what we could do to kind of make that one pop. So we'll play with that a little bit. Let's see. A little bit of purple in there. There as well. Let's take a look. I keep on trying to do like the Photoshop Control-0 to get out to like the fit screen, and I don't think that there is any of that. Yeah, that looks, it's a bit different, but I still like it a decent amount, so I'm happy with that. Let's do one more button real quick. Huzzah! Alright, so we're going to save this. This was the alternate map for Folly's Glen. Like I said, I'll probably do at least one more because I want to do kind of like the lights that inspiration map led me to. And we'll see if we can get that to look right. But in the meantime, let's head over to our Savanna map. So we're going to go to Savanna North. And I think this will take just a second to load because it is 3 maps in one at this point. Alright, so we started this zone with the Savanna hideout. So maybe from there down, just about. And then we did the next map, which was the Savanna Crossroads, which is probably about there or so. So we are wrapping things up by coming to, right now it's called Savanna North. I'm probably going to call it Savanna Camp because we are going to have a couple of small tents there, stuff like that. I don't think that we need too much from down here. We are going to do like another mound, so let's start by doing that, I guess. Let's see. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to group this stuff. Northeast grass. And we're going to dial back the opacity on that so that I can try and do a little bit of a brush layer with, not that cliff, we want to try and do a rocky hill if we can find that in terrain. There we go. You are not what I was looking for. Can I do a hill? Ah, Gothic Horror is where we found it. So let's just try and do like a regular hill and see what we got. Definitely going to have to adjust that. No? Okay, I don't know why you weren't playing that. Ah! Why do you do this to me? So here's a thing. Ah, there we go. So we want to turn off the clipping mask. I also want to lock that group. I can play with this stuff as much as I need to. So let's do clipping mask. There we go. So that'll look a little bit more what I'm trying to do. What we're actually going to do is move this down though. So it'll be kind of like our starter template. And let's do the line one more time. We're going to have it right alongside the road. I can't tell which direction that's facing, so let's blow it up real quick. And I think that's actually facing the wrong way. So let's try instead going right to left. In theory, I could just do a flip, but I don't want to. Alright, so we got that one, and then this one is going to be... I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Let's see. So if we go right to left, it's going to be facing up. And if we go right to left from there, it's still going to be problematic. Let's do another test real quick. So if I go up to left, or up bottom to the top, it does that. So if we start down here, there we go, perfect. Well, almost perfect. It's starting to kind of make its way onto that road. So we'll move that down. That's been scooched properly. And then what we're going to do is actually make a cave out of this. So let's go into our stuff one more time. That wasn't quite what I was trying to do, but I think it might actually work. Sometimes accidents are fun. Let's get rid of our template down here because we don't really need that anymore. And I can't really tell if that is... I think it's right. Is it? No, I think down here you're seeing it is not right. Drat. You know what? We're going to do the rocky ones anyway, and then it'll help me to see a little better. Okay, again, I think that's wrong. There we go. That's better. I think. Oh, God. It's going to drive me insane. And again, I think right to left doesn't do this one correctly, but it does. Oh, I hate it. I hate how insane it makes me feel. All right, let's go grab a cave real quick. It's going to be a small cave because I don't... We work with caves a lot, and I don't want to keep on doing the same style of caves and stuff like that. So this is going to be kind of like a little grotto. So we're going to throw this right about there. Maybe turn it a little bit. There's something we can work with. And let's go into edit nodes, and we're going to grab our portal here and stretch that so that we don't see any of that rockiness that's coming out. Let's see if it'll let us change the color of the cave a little bit. Maybe a little, not a huge amount. Get that right. It's not going to be 100%, but that's okay. Alright, that's not terrible, to be perfectly honest. And let's do maybe one more layer of rock. We'll do another one that kind of sits over top. Just want to make sure that that actually does feel like it's sitting over top. Alright, the cave is... Cave entrance is 0. And what is this one? Alright, so that should actually be good. Let's do... I don't want these big rocks up here, so I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to save real quick, and then I'm going to make a clone. Oh, Matt said, man, you read my mind on what I was thinking earlier texting you. Very nice. So we got to figure out, we're going to put a dead animal skeleton. Oh, I got this stuff on the screen that I don't need up there anymore. There we go. Sort of. Not really. Why aren't you working anymore? Alright, so what we're not going to do anymore is use any of this stuff down here. So we're going to do a resize. Snap to the grid. We don't need it quite like that, so we're just doing a 20 by 40. A little bit further. Let's see, 683, 83 and 83 would be, yeah, I think that's correct. Oop, it's hacked it up on me. Let's confirm real quick, and we are going to, you know what, we're not going to remove them. We're going to confirm, we're going to save and proceed, and that way I can delete the things further below without worrying about maybe losing some of that blending between the sides. Okay, that's good. Let's do one more thing real quick. I lost a little bit of my dirt. Alright, let's do this real quick before we make any adjustments. Delete as much of that stuff as we can so it doesn't slow things down or anything. I think we should be good. And then real quick, let's try and get that figured out. I think we kind of have to keep it at 100. Another save. We're going to call this Savanna North, Savanna Camp. So while that's saving, the Savanna Camp is our 85th map, not including like partner maps and stuff like that. So next up is going to be the Farm Crossroads. Then we have Return to the Jungle Zone, our first volcanic area, the Return to the Mountain. We're trying to kind of complete, as you can tell by when we started this map, we're trying to complete some of these 1x3 zones because we can do some pretty cool stuff when we have those 3 maps stacked like that, but that's something to be divulged soon, I guess. Alright, so we're unlocking all that's locked. Let's clean some of this up again. So we have some things that didn't need to be there, but they were locked before. Oop. Turn the opacity back on these guys. And now we just kind of have to be careful about what we're doing here. I definitely hear Luna going nuts out there. So we're going to lock the cave entrance now, and then we're going to get the Rocky Hills, lock them down so that we can get some of this grass out of here. Let's do step into the group. there. I was going to say, are you not going to let me do like a multiple selection just because they're on the cliffs? I'll probably end up putting some of these back, but I feel like it's easier to mess with everything and then clean it up. Oop. A little bit of a path leading into that little grotto cave kind of thing. And let's clean up some more of this stuff over here on the side. And that's good. Oh, I got a couple stragglers over here that I didn't get rid of. Probably some up here too. No, not too bad actually. Definitely a lot over on this side. Alright. It's 83 changes. They're mostly grass. Let's do a little bit of this road. Let's do something like that. Couple of passes just to kind of blend it in nicely. And let's grab some of this grass again. We can lock that again. Actually, I don't need to make it a group anymore, so we can just ungroup it. Alright, 93 changes is a decent amount. Let's save. Give me a second to hydrate. We'll stick around for maybe like another 8 minutes or so because I got started late today. Let's do here down. Maybe a couple over here. Let's do a couple up here on the actual rocky cliff stuff. Alright, that's a pretty good start. And let's see, we don't really need text anymore, I guess. But what we do need is to clean up this grass over here a smidge. I just don't want it to look kind of like a jagged, squared off kind of look, so we're making some adjustments there to make it look a little bit more natural. Okay, so that's good. And let's go and find some tents that we can put in here. I kind of like the idea of doing a tent that's not like the ones that we usually do. Not a shaman tent. I feel like that's a little too big. Change this to about a 30. So do that one, and not the chieftain hut, but maybe we'll do another tent like this. And I guess that's the entrance over there, so scooch this down. I'll tell you what, I'm going to change things up a little bit. It's my first time playing with these kind of tents. I can't really tell where the entrance is. I want to say that right there, I guess. Kind of looks like an entrance flap. So let's put it down here. That down a little bit, scooch that down a little bit. Maybe keep scooching it and maybe put a little bit more grass. Miscreant dogs. Okay, and then we'll move this one so that it is up here instead. A little bit still covered by the tree, so that's nice. And I'm changing my mind again. I think I'm changing my mind again. Let's do this. We're going to get rid of the bushes over here. And instead, we're going to go with some rocks. But first, let's do the campfire. Core ones, 30, something like there. Because of that, we need to adjust this one a little bit further. Move that back. That back. It takes so much to get it right. Pretty nice, maybe a little smidge more. There we go. And we got to find some rocks that we can use to make sure that if there is a fire, nothing crazy breaks out. So we got these boulders that we've used every now and then, these big rocks that we've used every now and then. Let's do some of these guys. We'll go to 50. Some adjustments as we go, I suppose. All right, it's different, but I like it. Let's see what other brush stuff I can get. Let's see if there's an orc texture pack. There is. Let's get some of this orange sand in here. Oh, you know what? Take that away real quick. We're going to change the texture scale to 30. Let's see if that plays nice. Again, not all the same style. We want it to look a little bit different here and there. Definitely looks different than like the ground up in this area. And I can appreciate that. So we got our camp done, we've got our cave done, and then we got to figure out some other places that we can do some stuff. So let's do a point of interest marker in a couple of places. places. It does not like me sometimes. Alright. So, we know that we have a couple of places that we can do stuff. Why are you being like this? We've got a point of interest there and a point of interest there. And we just have to figure out what that point of interest is. Shrink these down so that we can see the cliff a little bit. Growing as high as that. We might do a second layer like we did over here. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. That is the wrong way it looks like. There we go. That's nicer. Grab one more. And let's do a save. 155 is a decent amount. And I'll tell you what, while we're saving, we'll call it a night. So let's go over to our show closing screen. So folks, on the screen right now, you should see all the places that you can find Tellest out there on the internet. Tellest.com is a great first place to start. It'll usually lead you to our other projects, but if you do want to see some of our premium stuff, patreon.com/Tellest is where you can find some digital stuff that we have, including all the maps that we've made thus far on the Twitch channel. We've got 85 maps as of, I guess this map is 85. But we also have some partner maps that we put up and things like that. It is a great place to see all these maps and to get them relatively cheap. I think it's $2 for the base map in high definitions with no watermarks. It's pretty nice. If you want to get physical premium goods, you want to go to tellest.etsy.com. We have at least 50 of the maps in 18 by 36 polyester game pads. They're really, really nice. We had a lot of praise when we went to Fan Expo in May, so you should definitely check that out as well. We've got some other great stuff on the Etsy store as well, including posters, stickers, bookmarks, and Rihanna's Weird Witch wands. Those are handcrafted, one-of-a-kind magic wands, and you can find more of them on tiktok.com/@weirdwitchwands. You can also go to tiktok.com/@tillsofTellest. We just had a video go viral there on Saturday of this past week. It is already up to, I think, 3.3 million views, which to me is unheard of, but Luna is very popular, so what are you going to do? The last two places that I'll bring your attention to are the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@worldoftellest. That's where you'll be able to see these videos. We put up at least one video every week. It's usually Talking Tellest, but I am trying to play catch up on a lot of these map making videos so that you can see how we made those maps. If you do want to join us live, the only way to do that is twitch.tv/thattellestguy, and you can also earn quest coins, which are the premium channel point that we have here, which you can use to influence the Quantum Quest games that we play every other Thursday. The next one of those is Thursday of next week, July 4th. We're doing our second Quantum Quest live, so definitely feel free to drop by if you've got free time that evening, and cheer on your favorite player. That's going to wrap us up for today. I thank you for joining us, and I'll see you next time, and I miss you.